Good day, my brothers and sisters in Christ. I know it's very noisy right now. I apologize for all of the background noise. I'm very sorry for that, but I cannot really stop what's around me right now. I can't really do that, but in this video today, I'll be discussing how our health providers and our counselors are actually promoting witchcraft through their counsel. And what I mean by that is actually our health sector is doing the will of the devil through their actual medical procedures. They're disguising the work of the devil as medical counsel. I'll further explain what I mean by this. So I know all of you guys are familiar with yoga, okay, and the harm of it and how it's demonic, the relation it has to Hinduism and its etymology, it going all the way back to that religion. But the American Psychological Association, right, they posted an article where this was posted in November 2009, and they recommended yoga as a practice tool. They said down below the title, with a growing body of research supporting yoga's mental health benefits, psychologists are weaving the practice into their work with clients. Okay, so let me just read you guys out there. I'm not going to read everything. So it says, but what is perhaps unknown to those who consider yoga just another exercise form is that there is a growing body of research documenting its benefits. That we just read that several recent studies suggest that yoga may help strengthen social attachments, reduce stress, and relieve anxiety, depression, and insomnia. And research also claims it's good to actually use in yoga-based treatments to help former military veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder. So sounds good, right? But to us, children of God, we know the dangers of yoga. But to the secular-minded people, they are blinded. For God has given them a strong delusion, so they don't even know what they are doing and what they are recommending to their patients. It's putting them in a greater peril and in a worse state than they're in. So let me find what part that I was at. Alright, I'm gonna read this part. When people experience trauma, they may experience not only a sense of emotional dysregulation, but also a feeling of being physically immobilized, says Sharma. This person has a PhD, a doctorate, possibly in the field, and they are the project coordinator of the center's yoga program. Alright, sorry, I'm holding a phone in my hand shakes a lot. Sorry. So they're saying this person began practicing yoga when she started leading the program. Body-oriented techniques such as yoga help them increase awareness of sensation in the body, stay more focused on the present moment, and hopefully empower them to take effective action. So they're speaking of that person that has the PhD, Sharma. Her clients, she actually practices yoga with her clients, and she is licensed to actually give them and to actually recommend and practice it with them and the different body techniques. And it says that it will increase bodily sensations and awareness of these things. So anyways, down below here it says practicing yoga personally and adopting a stance based on yoga principles such as non-judgment, compassion, spirituality, and the connection of all living things can help relieve stress, enhance compassion, and potentially make you a better therapist, she says. If you can come to a level of peace with yourself, there may be more nurturing that you exude toward your patients. Guys, I don't know, probably to an unbeliever, to a secular person, to agnostic, it seems normal persons like that are probably saying, I don't get the big picture, what's the big deal? This is demonic to me. Because the fact that they even mention spirituality and the words a level of peace within yourself, bodily sense. Mind you, these are secular minded people. Majority of health professionals, medical practitioners, they are not, I wouldn't even say Christians because I'm not judging anyone, but the point of the matter is that they are not fervent religious persons. You wouldn't classify them as fanatics for the word of God. So when you see them actually, in a way, excited about the benefits of yoga, I mean, this kind of seems very, very concerning, very troubling. And the thing is, the spirituality is not our spirituality that they are talking about. So, let me bring up something else now. So that was their article on yoga. Let me bring up a little info on what yoga is, a little insight for those who might not know. So, according to Wikipedia, I know a lot of people who like using this, but that's all I got right now. Yoga is derived from the Sanskrit root yoj, to attach, join, harness, or yoke. The word yoga is cognate with English yoke. Okay? So, basically, I don't have to read anything more. Everyone that's a Christian and everyone that also has common sense, everyone that loves the Lord, that's filled with the Spirit, and has common sense, must ask themselves the question, whoever practices this discipline, what are they yoking themselves with? What are they attaching themselves to? What's joining with me? What's joining with me? And it says here that it's actually a dedication, this practice, to the sun god. So, not only are they actually recommending something, a practice that is not of God, that is not biblical or godly, but they're also recommending something to their patients that will actually attract demonic manifestations upon them and open portals in their lives. Because practicing these things, I don't know if you guys know, but you're actually yoking yourself. For all those who still practice yoga, you're yoking yourself with spirit. With sexual spirits, you're yoking and joining yourself with spirit. You don't believe me? Let's go on another link. Second Corinthians chapter 6 verse 14. It says, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness? Okay. So, in the Greek, the meaning for yoke, the translation for yoke in the Greek is heterozugeo. Or heterozugeo. Yeah, that's how it's pronounced. And the definition for that word, for yoke, according to the biblical usage, is to come under an unequal or different yoke, to be unequally yoked. or to have fellowship with one who is not an equal, where the apostle is forbidding Christians to have intercourse with idolaters. So some of you are probably saying, what does this have to do with yoga? The thing is, it says here that this practice, that the meaning of it is to attach, to join, to yoke. That's where they get the word from, is the English. The word is the cognate with English yoke. Meaning that's where we get the word yoke from, yoga. That means that's where they get yoga from, the word yoke. So, remember I told you the Greek translation for yoke, heterozugeo. If you guys are supposed to search up this term, heterozygous, it says having two different alleles of a particular gene or genes. But what you guys need to understand is that it takes a heterozygous sperm cell. A heterozygous, not sperm cell, sex cells. Mean a sperm cell and an egg cell. That being heterozygous to actually yoke and to create life. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Because hetero means opposite, homo means same. That's why it says you're having two different alleles of a particular gene or genes. But the thing is, I'm not talking about the alleles. And right here in the usage for the word yoke, which is heterozugeo in the Greek, is defined as an unequal yoking due to intercourse with idolaters. That's what Paul said. And he was forbidding Christians not to have intercourse with idolaters. So the thing is, this heterozugeo is not used in a context with the biological understanding of alleles. It's used here in a context with intercourse. And in the English, it's the same yoke, where on Wikipedia, yoga is the cognate of the English yoke, where yoke is the attaching and the joining that happens during yoga. That's why I said that when anyone practices this discipline, yoga, they're actually having sex with a spirit. They're having sex with that spirit, believe it or not. Additionally, Romans chapter 11 verse 10 says, let their eyes be darkened, that they may not see, and bow down their back always, meaning always. The Greek definition for bow down here is translated in the Greek as sunkamto. And the definition for bow down in the Greek, not in the Greek, in the English, is to bend together or to bend completely. And the metaphorical understanding of this is the subject one to err and hardness of heart, a figure taken from bowing the back by captives compelled to pass under the yoke. And what was the yoke? Again, it says here, yoke meaning, remember, go back, unequally yoked, heterozugeo. And the definition is being or not to have intercourse with idolaters. Or in this instance, if you are yoked, you would have had intercourse with an idolater, with someone that's not a Christian. So here now, it's saying the metaphorical understanding of the word bow down in this context in Romans chapter 11 verse 10, saying metaphorically that the Lord will subject one to the hardness of their heart. A figure taken from bowing the back by captives, compelled to pass under the yoke. What yoke is that? The yoke of sin. Sin due to the yoking of spirits that we have actually assigned unto ourselves due to the stubbornness of our hearts. Because we have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, the Lord cannot, He can always protect His children. But when we decide to step out of His protection, we'll always find ourselves in problems. We'll always find ourselves in affliction. We have now given the enemy legal access to torment us forever. And this is what I'm saying. It says to bend together, to bend complete. That's the literal meaning of it. If you look at these yoga positions, look how they're bending up. Look at the positions of how they are bending. The flexibility of the body, that our bodies are not meant to contort in such fashions. And the thing is, when we act in such a manner and position ourselves in these ways, even them themselves, the yogis you call them, the yogis themselves actually explain that when doing these things, they actually are attracting certain frequency. They are actually causing certain frequencies to rise, because they said that certain positions will cause more of a vibration, more of a feeling, a sensation that a other position couldn't have caused. And that sensation and that feeling, ladies and gentlemen, is a demon. It's a demon. The human body is not designed to bend itself in such fashion. We have to realize that there are spiritual implications to our actions. It could also mean to the Muslim way of position itself to their God. By them laying prostrate. It says here, if you prostrate before him, you will stand before everyone else. You understand? And the thing is, the funny thing about it is that persons nowadays are so defensive when it comes on to jump into the aid of medical professionals and to these doctors, these persons in these lab coats that swear that these people swear they mean the good for the general society and the public. But the thing is, nowadays, science is not just average science. Science is not just like how it was or how it should be intended to be. It's actually a blending and a merging with spiritual, with sorcery, witchcraft. Because it does say it here. It says it right here. Practicing yoga personally and adopting a stance based on yoga principles such as non-judgment, compassion, spirituality, and the connection for all living things can help relieve stress, enhance compassion, and potentially make you a better therapist. When a counselor, psychologist, any medical professional, this article is advising not only the clients and patients, but all types of medical professionals. When they are already demon possessed and they are going to go to help and to assist persons that actually need physical assistance, they are going to become demon possessed too. They are going to become demon possessed too. Believe it or not. And the thing is, a lot of the times, Because the American Psychological Association, you know, you can get a basic background from what they're about and their team and the committee. There are a lot of counselors that treat people with mental disorders, abnormal behavior, and that really exhibit some strange symptoms. You know, bipolar disorder, split personality disorder, all sorts of disorders, and these things you have to understand. The cause of these things are spiritual, and when these doctors and these professionals now that practice these things with their patients younger, and when they practice it, they are actually causing more harm to the patient. The thing is, you will never see an article talking about the Bible as a practice tool, Jesus as a meditative tool, or as the Bible as a prayer tool. You will never see articles talking about things like this. Never. Brothers and sisters, you guys have to wake up. We have to wake up and see what's happening in the world, because the devil has but a short time left, and he's coming not but to kill, steal, and destroy. May God richest blessings be with everyone. I hope you guys learned something from this. Please share this video with all those that you love and cherish. God bless.